In today's video, we take a look at two Fender Custom Shop 62 Reissue Heavy Relic HSS Stratocasters. So let's plug them in and get started. Hello guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. In today's episode we check out two Fender Custom Shop Stratocasters, HSS configuration in heavy relic. We have a graffiti yellow one and we have a blue one as well. So let's get them out of the cases and take a closer look at these awesome Stratocasters. So here's the blue one and we're going to get some really nice close-ups of these. These two guitars are identical, so both the specs are the same. I'm going to use the yellow one for the tonal demo and use the blue one to show you the specs. So as you can see, we've got a 60s, style going on here. You can always tell that by the 3-ply guard. In 60s, they were bringing this in, kind of transforming the Stratocaster, changing it from a single-ply guard that we see in the 50s. I really like these tortoiseshell guards that we're getting at the moment. I think it really offsets the kind of heavy relic colour really nicely. And obviously with the HSS pickups being black, it adds a really cool, unique character to this guitar. Obviously, it's a Stratocaster, so we have an older body, which has the Stratocaster contour, so obviously the belly cut, you've got the big 4-bolt kind of old-fashioned joint there, nice kind of smooth body style. Going into a 60s Strat Oval C maple neck, and this one happens to be a flamed maple piece. Again, very nice indeed, and we have a dark tint over here. So as you can see from the front of the headstock here, it has a very dark tint on it. And you could be mistaken for thinking this was roasted maple, but in fact it's not. It's completely clean maple. As I turn it over here, you can see where the neck is exposed from the heavy relic. This has flamed maple, so it is really, really nice to look at. It's got some really unique figuring as well. You can see all the indentations on the fretboard. This is kind of what Fender do on their heavy relic guitars. So you kind of have these big scoops at the fretboard. It's not entirely realistic, but it definitely is a new way to finish the guitar. It's actually quite hard to see the black inlays there with how figured this flame maple is. Of course, we have 21 frets and 6-in-line vintage tuners. We have the spaghetti logo that you see in 60s, and we have black side dots. I'd always describe the Oval C as kind of the Goldilocks Strat profile. It's a little bit like the 59 Les Paul profile, not in terms of how it fits, but how famous it is for being the most iconic profile of that guitar model. It has enough roundedness to get the thumb over the neck, but it's not so thick that it's going to get in the way of your playing. Obviously, these Strat necks are a lot wider than Gibson necks, so they don't need to be as thick, in my opinion. This one has a really nice playable Strat neck, and it's a very comfortable Strat profile. And they've rolled the fretboard edges really nicely, so you can barely feel the ends of the frets as you play. Very good for thumb over the back playing. We have jumbo frets which have been polished up very, very nicely. Always good to have jumbo frets on a Strat because it's easier to bend and vibrato when this fret is sticking higher. We have a compound radius of 9.5 inches to 12 inches. And in terms of the electronics, we're kind of seeing this standard configuration for HSS. So we have the EVH Wolfgang humbucker in the bridge, and then we have the 60s Strat relic pickups in the neck and middle. We have a 5-way position switch, 1 volume, 2 tones. The tone is on the bridge, so you can make this humbucker a little bit more tamed out. We've got the standard Fender tremolo, standard output jack. It's a Stratocaster, it looks awesome. So now that we've looked at the specs of this Fender Stratocaster, let's get the graffiti yellow one and do the tone demo. Welcome to the tone demonstration. For this tone demo, I'm going to be using the graffiti yellow Strat as I really like the look of this guitar, but obviously both guitars are completely identical. So they both have the same pickup configuration, it's just the paint job that is different and the relicing technique. So as I always do, I'm going to be doing a variety of different tones going from clean to distortion, but I'm going to start with the tone that I used in the introduction of today's video. The intro jam, which is an instrumental tune that I've been coming up with, I'm in E-flat tuning and this is my tone so far. That's the Kemper profiler with like a Marshall JMP tone. I've got a tube screamer and a compressor going through the front just to give it a little bit more saturation and a little bit of room reverb. And I'm really happy with that kind of spanky bridge pickup tone. Let's hear what that neck pickup tone sounds like. Roll down the tone a little bit just to get a little bit more of a warmer tone. Very spanky neck pickup. Let's go one position down. Here's the middle pickup. So it's that time again, guys. We're at the end of another video, and it's time for my personal review of this Fender Stratocaster. I must say that these are incredibly easy to play. Both these guitars have that beautiful 60s oval C profile, which is a really nice Goldilocks profile for the Fender Stratocaster. It's thick enough and rounded enough to kind of obviously hold the neck, but it's not too thick where it gets in your way. I really enjoy playing this one. Obviously, I'm not a Fender guy per se. I prefer the feel of Gibson guitars and more kind of shorter scale lengths. But I did find this very easy to play with the shred licks, and obviously that bridge humbucker gave you a little more sustain. This guitar stayed in tune really well. And although it's a really nice, like, clean sounding guitar and really good for lead playing, I did find that the rhythm guitar sounds were actually the best for me when I was playing that. I feel like it sits really well in the mix. It has a really nice mid-range, but not too much treble, so it creates a really nice rhythm guitar sound in my opinion. Of course, these finishes are always going to be slightly divisive, whether you like heavy relic guitars or not, or whether you're a fan of yellow guitars and tortoiseshell guards, but I really like these guitars that we're getting in recently that have the tortoiseshell guard and obviously a kind of a funky colour. I think it makes for a really unique looking guitar. In terms of which one I prefer, I definitely prefer the yellow one. I don't know if that's just because of the look of the guitar, but also it was just set up a little bit better. The humbucker was a little bit lower down, and the strings were a little bit closer to the fretboard, which I prefer. Obviously, we can do the exact same setup on the blue one. In terms of a rating for these guitars, I'm going to give these a 7 out of 10 for today's episode. Great tuning stability, great tones, lots of fun, love the colours. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for today's episode, so not bad going for these awesome Fender Stratocasters. But most importantly, guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of these two Stratocasters? Do you like the tortoiseshell guard? Do you like the HSS configuration? Let me know in the comment section below. And whilst you're down there, make sure to leave a like, rating, and subscribe to our channel for more content. But thank you so much for watching Squealing Pig Guitars, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.